coordination, and after that we'll start with the questions. Okay, right? So actually we have started with the neural control and coordination. Neural control and coordination. And here we have discussed last time the what is the neural control and coordination? It is the control to the nervous system, the control of an organism, whether human being or any other organism. If they are okay, so students, we have started with the control and coordination chapter. And the last time we have also discussed a little bit about control and coordination. So today also we'll go about control and coordination. So control and coordination means the neural control of a living organism, whether it is an animal or human being, by the help of the neurons or nervous system, right? So in human being, actually for the NEET exam, we have to more concentrated on human beings, right? Human beings. So here, okay, we have two human beings. They have two types of the coordination system. One is the chemical coordination system. Another is the neural coordination system. So we are going to study here the neural coordination system. Okay, neural coordination system. So now neural coordination system, we have to go to the nervous system. Okay, this will consist of the nervous system and also the neurons, right? Neurons. Nervous system, this is divided into the three types of nervous system are there. Central nervous system we have, central nervous system. Okay, then we have the autonomic nervous system, and we have also, see, the peripheral nervous system, right? Peripheral nervous system. So last time also I have done, I think some of you, those who are missing again, that's why this is second time I am repeating. After that there will be no repetition. Okay, so you can write down somewhere in the copy also. Okay, right? So we will just in a shortcut method, I'll just go to the main point, then we'll start the question. I think the question also they have sent you. Okay, so okay, now go here. So here the last time also we have done, even then I just want to repeat that central nervous system. Central nervous system, it consists of the brain and spinal cord. Okay, it consists of brain and it consists of also the spinal cord. Okay, there are these two parts of the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. And we just go a little bit about the brain and spinal cord. So, okay, then. Okay. If we consist of the human brain now, little bit of the points we write down the human brain now. Human brain actually this is okay. This weight is 20% of the body weight. Okay, of the body weight, and is covered by human brain. Okay, this is covered by a hard layer called as the meninges. Covered by meninges we have done. Meninges has got 3 layers. Okay, meninges has got the 3 layers, right? Now, meninges, meninges are made up of 3 layers. Made up of 3 layers. We have already discussed that class, 3 layers, just an introduction. And in between the 3 layers, there is a fluid. It's called as the cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid. This is called as the cerebrospinal fluid. And then cerebrospinal fluid, they ask in the exam. Okay, cerebrospinal fluid are present in the meninges. In the meninges, and it helps in protecting the brain, from injury. Brain from injury, right? Okay. So this is a very simple thing. Now the human brain. Okay, this is there are the two kinds of the substances are there in the human brain. Okay, these are gray matter and white matter. Okay. So the 3 layers of the meninges, I think you have done or not. Okay, the 3 layers of meninges are A will be dura matter, B will be pia matter, dura matter. 3 layers of meninges are the dura matter, pia matter, okay, pia matter, and the arachnoid. C will be arachnoid. ARCHNOID, arachnoid. Okay. ARCHNOID, arachnoid. So 3 layers of the meninges are pia mater, dura mater, and arachnoid. Okay, just okay. Now here, just second layer and the third layer. Okay, now then here these 3 layers are the meninges. Okay. Then we have the, you can just go like this. Okay, this will be the dura mater. Okay, arachnoid and the pia mater. The 3 layers are there. Okay, now and cerebrospinal fluid is inside the meninges. We have the cerebrospinal fluid are present there. Very simple. Okay. Then after that we can go to the okay. This is this will be one point there. Second point is there. Okay, last time we have done also, but still then I'm repeating today. You see ventricles. Okay, ventricles on the brain. Now we'll see the ventricles. So the ventricles are certain spots, certain okay, certain kind of the okay, certain kind of we can say that kind of the projections on the brain. Suppose we get the brain here, so certain kind of the projections are there, and these projections are called as the ventricles. Okay, so there are 4 ventricles, first, second, third, and 4 ventricles are 4 spots are there on the brain. So these are called as ventricles, and the ventricles help in connecting the different parts of the brain, like forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, different parts of the brain. So right there, ventricles are, these are cavities on the brain. Cavities on the brain. Okay, ventricles are cavities on the brain, and there are 4 ventricles. There, how many ventricles are there? There are 4 ventricles are there. Okay, these ventricles are ventricle 1, ventricle 2, ventricle 3, and ventricle 4. Okay, first, second, third, and fourth ventricles are there. Okay, there are how many? 4 ventricles. This has been asked in the exam. Okay. Okay. Then position we can cite there. 2 lateral ventricles are present on forebrain. 2 lateral ventricles are present on forebrain. Forebrain, you have to write there. The 2 lateral ventricles are present on the forebrain, and then we have the third ventricle is present in the midbrain. Okay, third ventricle, they are there. Okay, third ventricle is present on midbrain. Present on midbrain. Okay, midbrain. This is a very important point. They ask the position of the third ventricle in the exam. Okay, midbrain between the 2 lateral ventricles. They are found between 2 lateral ventricles. So here, suppose we take the brain here. So on the side of the forebrain, these are the first and the second ventricle are there. Okay, first and second ventricle, and third ventricle in midbrain between the 2 lateral ventricles. Okay, third ventricle between midbrain between the 2 lateral ventricles, and also the fourth ventricle between brain stem. Between brain stem, this is our brain stem, no? Between brain stem the stem of the brain and the cerebellum. Okay, brain stem and we can say cerebellum. cerebellum, cerebellum. So these points are important. Ventricles, they are, because students they study just the types of different parts of the brain and their functions they study, but the main thing they don't ask that question. They ask from the sides like ventricle. They ask the meninges like that in the exam. Okay, because the functions of the brain right from the lower classes you are studying, they know that. Okay, that's why you have to ventricles. Then after that, okay, we go to now after that, brain is made of 2 kinds of matter, gray matter and white matter. That is also very important in the exam. So we have to know about the difference between gray matter and white matter. Okay, what? Okay. So now here brain is made up of the gray matter and the white matter. Okay, so we have to write there. One side we write the gray matter, and also we have to write the white matter, gray matter and white matter, right? Okay. So only few important points. It consists of cell body. Cell body means the cytone, dendrites and synapse. Dendrites and synapse. Synapse of neurons. Okay, of neurons, right? Consists of the cell body or cytone, then the dendrites. You see that cell body, you know, Okay, like that. This will be cytones. Okay, these are the dendrites here. Okay, dendrites are there, and also the okay this part here there is junction. The nerve ending will connect with the dendrite of the other neuron. There is this junction is called as the synapse. So it consists of the synapse of neurons. Okay, dendrite of the one neuron connecting with the nerve ending of the other neuron. Suppose here this is the nerve ending of the one neuron here. After this is axon, and after axon we have the nerve ending. And again there will be another cytosol or the cell body, and you see dendrite of the another cell body. So they connect with the nerve ending here, and there is a gap. This junction called as the synapse. There will be the dendritic synapse and the chemical synapse. Two types of synapses there that we discussed afterwards. Okay, then neurons are there. Then in the white matter, okay, the white matter it consists of the axon. Uh, it consists of axon only. Axon one. Okay, it consists of axon only. Okay, then okay, that much you just have to write there. Okay, this is the main important point there. Okay, then after that, we'll go to one more, then I'll give you the question there. Okay. Mm, okay, now, okay, now we'll go to that stimulus across a neuron. This I have not given last time, so like the stimulus across a neuron. Across a neuron. You see that if you draw a diagram of the neuron like that, okay, this is a neuron here, okay, like this, okay, right now, these are the, okay, this will be the cytone or the cell body, okay, nucleus is there, okay, nucleus, this is the cytone, C-Y-T-O-N, cytone, okay, then we have these are the dendrites, then we have the axon, this will be nerve ending, okay, nerve ending, and here this is called the axon, and here there is a structure, seed-like structure. This is called the myelin seed. I think you have done that. Myelin seed is there, and these are the nodes, and it's called a node of Ranvier because these nodes are discovered by the scientist Ranvier. So node of Ranvier. So here, how the impulse will carry through the axons. Okay, so we have to do that. So I draw an axon. First of all, I'll draw an axon here. Just you draw a little bit axon like that. Okay, this is an axon. All of you draw the axon. Okay, then, okay, now, okay, so here axon has got, okay, the sodium ion outside, Na, okay, and here the negative, negative, negative. Okay, then we have the, okay, then This area, is now here. You can give sodium Na plus, Na plus, Na plus. Okay. This is this area of the axon is called as the depolarized area. I'll come to depolarized. Just to draw this. This is called depolarized area, and this is polarized area. Polarized means it will be resting at the resting state. This neuron is at the resting state. Okay, this is right. This is at the resting state. We can say, okay, this is at the resting state or the polarized. Okay, and here, uh, actually, when the resting state, what happened there? Sodium ion are outside and the potassium ions are inside in the resting state. Resting state is called as the polarized state of neuron. And whenever there is entry of the sodium ion from outside to inside and the exit of the potassium ion from inside to outside of that zone, this is called the depolarized. Okay, so this one, number one. Then after that, we have this area. Okay, this area, second step is here. This area becomes repolarized. Repolarized. Okay, then here, same. Negative ion inside, positive ion will be outside. Okay. Okay. And this area becomes depolarized. Polarized. In short, I'm giving all these. Okay, so here. Okay, so here this sodium, and sodium. Okay, it's going inside and the potassium will come outside. Okay, so this is the okay. Now here minus, so Na plus, and Na plus. Okay, so we write here polarization and depolarization. That is very important. Okay. From here, they ask the question every year. So we will just write the different stages of that. Okay. So first of all, we write there action. What is action potential? Action potential. Action potential. What is action potential? Action potential. See that whenever a current will flow through a wire, there should be a potential difference. No, there's difference of charges. Then only current will flow. So here also the charges will flow if there is a potential difference. So that is called the action potential. So write on there the potential across the nerve membrane. Those who are online also, please you write down there action potential. Please write down the action potential. The potential change across the nerve membrane. The potential change, C-H-A-N-G-E, change across the nerve membrane that occurs on stimulation of a nerve fiber. That occurs on stimulation of a nerve fiber is called an action potential. So again, let me repeat here the potential change across the nerve membrane that occurs. The potential change across the nerve membrane that occurs on stimulation of a nerve fiber. Is called an action potential. Okay. Okay. Let me write on the blackboard because it may be difficult. So now next step, I don't there. Step 1 now. Okay, when stimulus is applied, when a stimulus is applied. This I am writing because if I explain also you don't understand here, so that's why when a stimulus is applied to the nerve, or neuron, whatever, a disturbance occurs, or disturbance occurs at the point of stimulation. Disturbance occurs at the point of stimulation, and brings about the change in potential, and brings about a change in potential, brings about change in potential in that area, brings about a change in potential in that area. After that, if there is change in potential, then permeability of the membrane changes. Permeability of membrane changes, and it becomes more permeable to sodium ion, Na plus. This sodium ion, okay. Okay. Hence, positive ion inside the axon increases. Positive ion inside axon increases. Because it comes from ECF. ECF means what? Extracellular fluid. Comes from extracellular fluid, ECF. See here that if you take the axon, outside the axon, suppose this is the axon, no? And outside also there is a fluid. Okay, there is a fluid here. This is called ECF. So the axon, outside the axon, there are the fluids. This is called ECF. So from ECF, the sodium ion enters inside, and that's why the number of the positive ions of the sodium increases inside, because it comes from the ECF. Okay, it comes from the ECF. Now next point we write here. Okay, next point we write here. Now after that, we write here membrane potential. This is a very important point in the exam. Membrane potential changes from minus 70 millivolt to plus 60 millivolt. Okay, if there is a movement of the sodium ion from the extracellular fluid inside the axon, then the membrane potential will change. It increases from the minus 70 millivolt to plus 60 millivolt. That is very important point they ask in the exam. Okay, this change in potential, membrane potential, membrane means axon membrane. Okay, this change in membrane potential is called action potential. Okay, it's called action potential, and the membrane is said to be depolarized, and membrane is said to be depolarized. Okay, membrane is said to be depolarized. Okay. Then membrane becomes depolarized. And in this condition, this is very important point. In this condition, inside membrane, inside membrane is more positive than outside. Is more positive than outside. Inside membrane is more positive than outside. This is about the depolarization. In the exam, there are different steps you have to write from here. Depolarization. Now we'll go to repolarization. We'll go to online student. Have you written that? Hello, online
Yes,
student.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So now we'll go to the repolarization. Okay. Repolarization. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go to repolarization. This is also important point. Repolarization. Repolarization means again it will come to the original state. Original state was this sodium oxide and the potassium inside. Okay, so here I'll just give the diagram here. Sometimes they ask in the exam. Okay, this is the graph. You just draw a graph here. Okay, this is our time, and this is the membrane potential. This side y-axis is the membrane potential. Exon membrane. That's why membrane potential. Okay, potential is there, and this part is called. This is the polarized part, and this is the depolarization. Sometimes in the exam they ask the graph here. Depolarization, and here this will be the repolarization. So here the maximum value. Okay, from it starts from minus 70 millivolt. This millivolt. Okay, the polarization will be minus 70 millivolt, minus 70 MV, and then it will be 0 here, and again it goes to 60 millivolts. Okay, so minus 70 to 60, that is the difference in potential. Okay, so here just write on there, at the peak of action potential, at the peak of action potential, at the peak of action potential. Peak means it will be 60 millivolt. No, 60 millivolt is the peak of action potential. At the peak of action potential, the gates of sodium ion. Okay, the gate of sodium ion, because there is a gate form, there is a space form. This space is called as the gate. No, this space is called as the gate through which there is the entry of ion. This sodium potassium gate it is called, or sodium potassium sump it is called. Sometimes this gate is called as the sodium potassium sump also. Okay, right? So, okay, the gate of sodium ion channels. The gate of sodium ion channels is closed. Okay, closed, and so the membrane becomes less permeable, and so the membrane becomes less permeable to sodium ion. It's less permeable to sodium ion, and more permeable to potassium ion, Okay, then after that, the next step will go to that the potassium ion gate opens. Okay, potassium ion can enter inside. Potassium ion gate opens. Okay, and potassium ion diffuses. Okay, diffuses out of exon. Okay, diffuses out of exon, and then the inside membrane become negative. the inside membrane. The inside membrane becomes negative. Becomes negative. Okay, and the outside membrane becomes positive. And outside membrane, the outside membrane becomes positive and inside will be negative. Okay, and outside membrane become positive. Outside membrane becomes positive. Positive, you have to write positive. This is called repolarization. This is called repolarization. Repolarization. Okay. Oh, this is the point. We have done this now. Repolarization. Okay. Now, after that, one more point will go. Okay. Okay. Important point in the exam, they asked that it's called sodium potassium pump. Just now I told you that what is sodium potassium pump. Okay. So there is also important point there. Sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump. Okay. So here, you just write down there. Okay. It is a type of transmembrane pump. It is a type of transmembrane pump, PUMP. Transmembrane pump across the axon membrane. Across the axon, axon membrane. Across the axon membrane. So this pump is responsible for transmission of sodium ion out, responsible for the transmission of sodium ion out and potassium ion in, and potassium ion inside the membrane against the concentration gradient,
Sir, can you please repeat from transmission of sodium ion?
Okay. Sodium ion out and potassium ion in. Okay. Sodium ions out and potassium ions in against the concentration gradient. Stop there. Okay. Against the concentration gradient. Stop there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It involves energy. And is called active transport. It involves energy and is called active transport. Okay. Stop there. Okay. Last line, very important. 3 sodium ions. Right on there. 3 sodium ions. 3 sodium ions are expelled out in exchange of 2 potassium ions. In exchange of 2 potassium ions from ECF ECF means what? Extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid. Extracellular ECF to exoplasm. Exoplasm means the liquid inside the exon is called as exoplasm. To exoplasm. Okay. And the liquid outside the exon is called extracellular fluid and it's called ECF. And the liquid inside the exon is called as exoplasm. So if the three sodium ion enters inside, then the 2 potassium ion will go outside of the membrane. This is a very important point in the exam. Okay, they ask many times they have asked this. Okay, so okay now then okay now this thought we will move now. One thought answer will move. Okay, thought answer will move. Maybe today the question we can give or not. Anyway, so let's see, no problem. One day explanation I thought and one day giving question I thought. No. Last time I have given some explanation, but it was again I have to now offline class. Some of you have not attended that class, no? So that's why today is the last part of revision. Then after that I will not revise anymore. I will start according to my own that routine schedule. Okay, so now just right there membrane polarized, membrane polarized, membrane depolarized, membrane depolarized. Okay, then membrane repolarized, membrane of the repolarized. Okay, this comparison you have to make. Okay, so here potential. What about the action potential? Okay, first of all, we go to potential. Potential will be when the membrane will be polarized, then it is called as the resting potential. What is called as the resting potential when the membrane will be polarized. And when the membrane will be depolarized, it's called as the action potential. Action potential. Okay, you have to remember that in the exam. And when the membrane will be repolarized, it is called as the resting potential. Here, it is again called as the resting potential. Resting potential. So you see that if the membrane will be polarized, resting potential, and then repolarized also resting potential. Depolarized, action potential. Then so the next one we'll go to the charges on the membrane. Okay, charges on the membrane means on the exon membrane. I mean to say that charges on the membrane. So here, when it is will be polarized, inside will be positive. This question they ask many times in the exam. So inside will be negative and outside will be positive. Outside will be positive. It will be polarized means there is a disturbance somewhere at part of the exon membrane, then this is called as the polarized. And in that condition, inside will be negative, outside will be positive. Okay, then we have, then it will be depolarized, inside is positive, just opposite. Inside positive, outside negative, very important point. And then it is, then again, similar, resting, inside will be negative, outside will be positive. Outside positive. Very frequently they ask these questions in the exam. Outside will be positive. Then we have the permeability of membrane. Okay, permeability of membrane. Permeability of membrane here. Permeability of membrane here. Okay, membrane will be more permeable to potassium ion and less to sodium ion. Okay, sodium ion. If the membrane will be polarized. In this, they ask the question: what will be the permeability of the membrane when the membrane will be polarized in the exam? And they give the option. So this option is correct. More permeable to potassium ion and the less to sodium ion. Okay, sodium ion. Then We'll go to then we go to the membrane depolarized. So here is a slightly difficult answer is here. So this is more permeable to sodium ion. More permeable to sodium ion. Okay. At a later stage, this is the point. The later stage, after some time, later stage. Okay, more permeable to potassium ion. More permeable to potassium ion. In the beginning, if the membrane will be depolarized, it will be more permeable to sodium ion. But after some time, when the sodium ion enters, then the later stage it will be permeable to potassium ion. Okay, this option is correct in the exam. Okay, right? And then we have this last one is membrane permeable to potassium ion. Same here. Okay, more permeable to potassium ion than the sodium ion. So more permeable to potassium ion than sodium ion. Okay, this is the one more point there. We'll put the last point there. Okay, last point will go. I will just write here in this point. Okay, in this point I'll write the last point here. This will be point number 4. Okay, point number 4 here. So point number 4. Okay, so this is number 2. This is number 3. Point number 4 is here. Moving of sodium ion. It's very important. Moving of Na plus sodium ion. Moving of sodium ion. So here, moving of sodium ion. Okay. Okay, so here we can say that sodium pump expels. Okay, expels the sodium ion Na plus. Sodium ion outside the membrane. Sodium ion outside membrane. Okay, outside membrane. Okay, sodium pump expels the sodium ion outside membrane. So this is moving of sodium ion. When the membrane will be polarized, when depolarized, sodium ion enters the axon. Sodium ion enters axon. Okay. And the last one, it is this sodium pump expels same thing. You can write the same answer, you can write here also. The same answer you can write here. Okay. You can write the same answer in the last point. Okay. This is a very important point in the exam. Okay. Then depolarization and repolarization is completed in 1.5 milliseconds. It's completed in 1.5 milliseconds. Very important point there. Okay. Okay, this is about this nerve impulse, comparison of change during a nerve. This part is the comparison of change during nerve impulse. This is comparison of table is comparison of change during nerve impulse. During nerve impulse. Okay. Nerve impulse. And one more thing we have to do today, one more answer we have to write so that it will be completed, because sometimes they ask this one, sometimes they ask other one in the exam. Okay. So we have to do both of them. So this is also important, transmission of nerve impulse. One more point is important, that also we have to complete. Without completing that, our answer will not be completed. So that also we have to take into account. Okay, right? So, okay, is this finished now? All of you online? All the students online have finished this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, before we do anything here, I just want to say you that you got a book today. You have supplied a book, no, of the class 12, no, 12 biology book. That is okay. Whatever book you get, that is, everything is okay. But the main thing is that you have to go line by line of the NCERT book, because they ask in the exam from NCERT book only. You don't have to choose the option of so many guidebooks. This book they have supplied is good because it is up to the point and it is matching with the NCERT book. That's why we have actually ordered this book. Okay, and rest of the thing, please go line by line to the NCERT book, and we are doing accordingly here. Okay, whatever questions are important, we are doing here. Right? If you go to so many guidebooks, no, you'll be puzzled, and you will end up with nothing. So whatever there in the book, you have to concentrate on the same content of the book, right? Please, you can take care of that. Okay, so now we will go to next one now. That is okay, stages of change. Stages of change in axon membrane. Axon membrane during impulse, during transmission of impulse, transmission of impulse, transmission of impulse. Okay. Online student, can you see that stages of change in axon membrane during transmission of nerve impulse? Or let me write with some other ink there because you cannot see it nicely, you know. So stages of change in axon membrane during transmission of nerve impulse, during transmission of nerve impulse. Okay, this is a very short point we write here. This is very important point also. So here, okay. Number A, resting state. When the axon membrane is in the resting state, very important point. Resting state. Okay. Okay, so if voltage gated, there is a gate, no? This is the membrane, no? So there is a gate. Okay, there is an opening. This is called as the gated, voltage gated. Okay, voltage gated sodium ion, voltage gated sodium ion channels are in resting state. Resting state, very important. Okay, then we have number one, voltage gated. Okay, potassium ion channels are closed. They ask direct question in the exam: what will happen in the resting potential to the voltage gated potassium ion? Closed. Voltage gated sodium ion channel, it will be resting state. Okay, or we can write here potassium ion channels. Okay, channels are closed. Okay. Then we go to number B. Time is also less, so we just complete this one today. Okay. Then second one. Time is also no. Okay. Whose class after this? Anyone? No.
Physics.
Huh? Oh, yes.
physics.
Okay, okay. Physics, no?